مساحة Zevahim Daf Ein Het Amud Aleph 8 lines down. Amarish Lakish Hapigul Vahanotar Vatamesh Bilalan Zeba Zeba Achlan. If someone mixed pigul, notar, or tameh pieces of meat with each other and ate it, patur from punishment. Why? Because it's impossible that one isur was not overpowering the next to nullify it. Therefore, it's not chayat. I'm going to plot with you from this halacha three things. Now, first of all, it's from about things that said one isur can be nullified the next. And also, the second concept that we learn from here is that if something gives something else flavor, it is mutar. It's it's mutar even if it's sorry. The general halacha that if something that's asur and it gives flavor, it becomes asur even if the mutar stuff is majority. We're saying it must be that midoraita. It's not true. This thing mutar for. Now the third thing is Hazrat Asafek Lishmatra is a warning given misafek from questionable is not considered a good warning. We had this in Masechet I believe it was 17 or Makot. I can't warn you on a possible punishment unless I know exactly what you're doing. So since it's mixed and you're not sure what you're being chayav for, it's not a good warning. Metzir Rava, one second. A question on the second halacha regarding the flavor. Halacha. Asam min al-hitinu min or some made dough from wheat and rice. Im yesh ba ta'am dagan hayavet b'hala. If it tastes like the wheat grain, then you're hayav in hala. V'af agav deruba or even majority is rice. So we see that it goes by taste. Midraita. The Gemara says midrabanan, not midrabanan. Yeah, he say for one second. Second part of the Mishnah says Adam Yosef Yedachito b'Pesach. Person can be Yosef Pesach with that type of dough matzah. How's that possible? Gemara says Ella must be min b'she'inu minom mitama. If it's not the same item mixed with B, then you go by flavor. That's why it counts in this case. Our case, min bimino, but in our case, for the same type of food, we go by majority and not flavor. Where it says, un sha'ar min bimino kimin she'eno mino. It's like 1 second. Should we calculate mixtures of one type with another type? And meaning if something is asur has a much bigger mutar item to be not considered the same thing, and it gives it flavor and makes it asur, then the same thing should be true, vice versa. The Tam Mishnah says, the blood of a korban became mixed with wine. We say it like as if it's water. What does it mean? It sounds like we view the wine like it's water, and therefore it's kasher to be thrown. So how come over here we don't do the same thing, even in different foods? The Gemara says, "La." We look at the blood as if it's water, and that's why its majority becomes disqualified majority by wine. Whereas the Yashi, that's the case. But Mibali, the Mishnah says it's nullified. Right? We say it's like water. Just say it's batel. But there's about another question. The Mishnah says, Adom. We look at it, the wine as if it's red wine instead of white wine. If its color would have been changed by the mikveh water, it's kasher. Bim la pasul. It's not pasul. We see, we're looking at it like something else. Where it says, Tana hates my the name, how you look at it. Tana, but it says, Delish yesh bo la yain levan or halav v'hidbilu. There was a bucket that was tameh, and white wine or milk in it, and you dipped it into mikveh. Holchina harav, you go majority whether or not the liquid inside stops the tevilah. If you don't marry this, Reina took you who yain, don't look at the white wine or milk as if it's red wine. Imdi hamar el kasher, if it's the color would have been faded by the water, it's kasher. But if not, pasul was pasul. So this right now, first part of the Tanakh goes according to the idea of we don't look, we don't view it. Very next that says the ilush delisha malero kin below the tameh bucket that was filled with spit, and someone washed it in the mikveh. Kilu what else if it wasn't dipped. Meragami if it's filled with urine. We're gonna talk kilu look like it as if it's water. Malame hatar if it's filled with hatat water, which is the paradma ashes. Ad shiribu hamayim ameh hatar it's not kasher. It's not does not purify it unless the mikveh water continues and out um, becomes greater than the amount of hatat water. Where it says, "Man shma'at eat ru'in." Whose opinion did you say that we look like viewing as if the urine is water? Rida, it's going to Rida. Utan Mishnah says the sagi the beruba. Mishnah says it's enough to wash the bucket with the majority. How come we don't say that the hot water needs is like wine, and you need and the mikveh water can work as long as it changes the color. مثلا بين لك أشياء, it's not a problem. Why? Hadide. Mishnah that says a simple majority of mikveh water nullifies the hot water is according to Bidal's opinion. Hadide in the second Baita, which mentions the white wine like red, is like according to his rabbi. The second Baita says, "Vida me'er mishum rebin kamiyah." And the Baita does not nullify blood, and rock metal rock spit does not nullify spit. But and urine is not nullify other urine. Rabbi Marva says, "Bidlicha the har begabe tahamet the skin." No, different case. If the kaban hatat water, the paradama water is referring to where the bucket is tameh outside, but inside is tahor. The medina sagilahu becholu. Technically, according to the law, any amount of mikveh water we uh, would be entering the interior. So therefore, since only the outside is tameh, you don't need the mikveh to go inside at all. The Rabbanan hold the guys report, Hachmim still made a decree. Why? Dilma Haislo, because maybe he will be worried about ruining the water inside. Viloma Bile, and therefore he won't completely dip in the outside. The entire external won't be fully dipped. Therefore, once you have a majority of water inside, you don't need to do any more because you don't really need to dip it in the first place. It's just to make sure that you're dipping the external part. Man,